G'day mate, my name is Miguel Bauer and I'm a deaf game developer. So I want to start this by saying that I have done some deaf diaries before. I've done a couple last year, but I think we can think of this video as a complete reboot of my deaf series because I'm going to be doing this as I move forward with developing my game. So this is technically an introduction video. So what am I up to now? I am developing a game that features a dev protagonist, and I have been working on this passion project for a very long time. And don't worry, unlike a certain developer of a certain hardware puzzle platformer, I don't intend on giving up the score anytime soon. Diagnosed with a profound hearing loss while I was 14 months old. I have a twin sister, and my parents suspected that I was deaf while some work was being done on my house. I thought I was 14 months old, and my sister was screaming so much, and I was just sleeping through it. I was literally just being a chill baby whilst the attack hammer was going off outside. I will borrow the hearing aid and the cochlear implant, which is kind of very common for deaf people. But it's very interesting to think about how many deaf people tend to wear different combinations. That's an interesting thought that I have to look into someday. But moving on, I'm just going to move on quickly because this video is not about my deafness. It's about my relation to video games and my journey as a game developer. So, where did my journey in video games start? So, it started when I was literally way too young. So, like 3 months old. It was not 3 months old. Well, no, not 3 months old, not 3 months. I was 3 years old. I was 3 years old. And my first game was Darkwing Duck on this large brick Game Boy. And it was like, at this age, I didn't even know what was going on. And my hands were barely big enough to hold on to this monster. But I understood the core components of Darkwing Duck. Which was like, run, jump, shoot, jump and get to the end of another and avoid the enemies. And for Darkwing Duck, there was only 7 levels, and I was able to finish that game quickly. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I was 3 months old, and in my mind, 3 months, I was 3 years old, and I could understand what the game was about. I understood what a game was, and so that was Darkwing. That was my first game. Next came the Game Boy Color, and with it came Pokemon Yellow, and which was followed too quickly by Pokemon Gold and Silver. This actually began a lifelong tradition of my brother and I buying the opposite versions of each of the Pokemon games. So if we skip the Game Boy Advance, we could always buy each and every Pokemon game that and just buy different versions so we could just trade in and play the games together, like battling or whatever. Even the games are of questionable quality these days. I think this Pokemon's one of those games my brother and I can really actually just buy and always connect over, no matter what the quality of the games is. So up next, this is a kind of a funny and sad story. We had the PlayStation Next, and I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and Spyro Year of the Dragon. And then my brother got the GameCube with Super Smash Bros. Mini. And we'll get to that in a moment. But I want to go back to the PlayStation because I was going between systems. And one day when I went downstairs to start playing the PlayStation again, I opened up the little store where we store the PlayStation, and it was gone. And my father had actually given away the PlayStation without me or my brother or anyone in our family knowing, and that was heartbreaking. And I laughed at the times, and it was heartbreaking to know that my PlayStation had been given away without my knowledge or winning my permission. Back to a GameCube. The GameCube brought me one of the first game-defining experiences of my life, and that was Metroid Prime, an absolutely sublime game. There is perfection in video game form. Absolute perfection. No notes, no objections. I absolutely love the story. I love the gameplay in the world. I love the lore. And that game was. I kept going back to Metroid Prime all the time, even in this day and age. There were actually quite a few video games over the years that I could term as life-changing experiences, but it'll take too long to go through all of them in today's video, so let's save that for another time. For now, let's talk about the one game that made me decide that I wanted to get into game development, and this is one that will shock you. Was Infamous, a PlayStation 3 game that came back way back in 2008. I'm old, but I played this game and I was just in awe of the story and the opportunity to be good or evil in the game. And being good or evil actually controlled, actually determined how powerful they were and what abilities you got. And that to me was the most mind-blowing thing. Even if it's a new binary by today's standard, it was just absolutely mind-blowing to me back then. So I was just delighted at the idea of having your choices actually having the impact of it on the gameplay, and I think Infamous really started to end up me being so interested in the process that went into making the game, and that's how I got into game development. So the one thing in video games that I couldn't connect with was for audio and music, and that was obvious reasons. But the one game I can actually connect with is Metroid Prime, because you can tell I understood the Metroid Prime for a trainer. It is the 2017 training, let's say. But for Metroid Prime, I always play that game with the sound because that is amazing. But for every other game, I tend to play on mute or really with very no sound, because that part aspect of games doesn't really connect with me at all. So yada yada yada. I went to uni, blah blah blah. I faffed around with IT support for many years. And during the time I was starting small scale projects and then moving on from them, because none of them really connected with me the way that I hope they would. And then I finally hit onto my current passion project. I don't want to say they took a while to start this project, because I was doing the concept, I was doing the characters, I was doing the story, and then this stroke of luck, doing absolutely incredible year of hard work in the residency program, I'm on my way to actually developing the game and actually hoping to have it complete very soon. Well, not complete, but actually having a vertical slash, which is my end goal. So there you have it. That's me, an indie developer who likely still has no idea what he's doing, but I really don't want to stop developing, because this is the idea I'm very close to and I'm very passionate about, so I'm not giving it up any time to. I hope this video doesn't run too long, but thank you so much for watching if you're still here by the end. In my next Dev Diaries, I actually get into my game and I'll go through some steps of what I actually did for those games. So, well, hopefully you'll look forward to the next of my Dev Diaries. And I'll see you then. Goodbye, mates.